People frequently ask me, what does it take to create a successful technology company? And I say, it's very easy. It's three things: being at the right time, at the right place, and creating a brilliant product. And then the next question, how do you do that? It's like, I don't know. It's called founder's magic.
Except it's not magic. And Ratmir's done it twice. In 2005, he put $6 million of his own capital into his second company right after exiting from his first. He didn't worry about outside investors. It was just him and his co-founder betting that they saw something the rest of the world hadn't yet. 14 years later, that company sold for $5 billion. I sat down with him to understand his actual framework behind both exits, why he's now making a $130 million bet on the state of Ohio, and why he believes that the next great tech wave isn't AI the foundational model. It's how AI impacts the distribution problem. The story starts way back in Soviet Russia.
Born in a mid-sized town in Ural Mountains in Russia. Early age, I thought that my future is going to be around science. Science was very prestigious, always in Soviet Union.
He aimed at the highest target available, the Moscow Institute of Physics and Technology, what people in Russia call the MIT of Russia.
I set a goal to get to the top science school in Russia, in Soviet Union, which was Moscow Institute of Physics and Technology. Sometimes people call it MIT of Russia. At first I failed because I competed with the kids from Moscow and St. Petersburg that attended like top high schools in math and physics. But with the second attempt I got in, and I think that was life-changing event.
Once he got in, he became a physicist, and then the Soviet Union collapsed.
Soviet Union collapsed and science no longer was prestigious or paid money. So while still working on my PhD, I had to make money on the side. I realized that I'm very good at making money.
Here's a man trained to solve the hardest problems in the world. And his reaction to an economic collapse is curiosity, not panic.
I realized that I want to be entrepreneur. Those were 80s when I started in Moscow, and Gorbachev allowed small pockets of capitalism here and there. And I realized that it's really exciting to actually create something and make money.
In 1992, Ratmir came to Ohio, specifically Ohio State University. Not because Columbus was a tech hub, but because two people from his department had gone there a year earlier.
To me, Columbus, Boston, San Francisco, all the same. It's all America. I just go there for 3 years to do my science projects.
He didn't plan to stay. He planned to get his PhD and then go back to science. But in 1995, something shifted.
Yeah, in 95, I got my green card and I said, now I can start my business on the side. No longer I need to be on a student visa. And I came to my scientific boss, George McBain. I said, I would like to leave and start my business, like basically. But then he said, he made a second attempt and he said, well, why don't you finish PhD? I said, George, how long that will take? He said, maximum 3 years. I said, no way, like, no, absolutely no way. In 92, when I came, I was 25, 26. I felt like, no, the time is right now. Internet is here and there are so many opportunities around internet and technology.
After 3 years, he said no to 3 more years of a PhD. Instead, he made a bet on the internet. And here's what he saw that no one else had yet. Most founders find a market. Ratmir finds waves. And that distinction is important. A market already exists, whereas a wave is just forming now. And you either catch it early or you miss it entirely. Ratmir's first wave was the internet, but not in the way you'd expect.
When I came in 92, within the first 12 months, I immediately realized that at that time, Dell or Compaq or IBM have not been producing enough PCs, so people would assemble computers themselves. They would buy parts. Those were the days. And my friends in Russia started asking me to ship them some parts, computer parts. And I started buying. I hired a couple of people to buy computer parts from a big distributor, Tech Data from California, ship it to Columbus, we will check them and ship back to our friends in Moscow. And that was our first business.
That's a physics grad student running an informal computer parts arbitrage operation out of Columbus. But he wasn't thinking about parts. He was thinking about what was coming next.
Soon you will be able to buy everything on the internet, from tickets to goods to services. We thought, we have access to this database. Why don't we just build HTML interface, with credit card processing, and that's what we did. And within 6 months, we did build the first online e-commerce store, and it was literally a few months after Amazon. We didn't know anything about Amazon.
Despite being early, the online store actually wasn't the big idea. Ratmir's first real company came from a product his co-founder built to help Windows NT administrators. Their OS was constantly crashing, and they needed a way to recover fast.
He came up with the brilliant product that sort of did a backup, because at that time Windows NT would crash all the time. The product was called Emergency Repair Disk, ER Disk, because people had to create emergency repair disk to restore Windows NT server when it crashes. And that product took off. That was our cash cow, how we built our first company. It's just an example of doing different pivots or trying different things. That was already 97. I said, so this is our future. We came up with the new name. The name was Veeam Software.
This was built around one insight. Every new technology layer creates a management problem, and whoever solves the management problem first and cleanly will win. 8 years later, with no venture funding, the company was doing $30 million in revenue and sold to Quest Software for $115 million. Ratmir got his first win. After the Alita exit, Ratmir did what most people with $115 million don't do. He immediately put $6 million into a new idea no one else believed in yet.
Every new technology layer creates the need for a set of instrumentarium or tools to manage that technology. And we quickly realized that for virtualization, the legacy tools like security tools, antivirus tools, backup tools are not going to work.
This is the same pattern as with Windows NT. Same play, just a different technology layer. VMware was turning physical servers into virtual ones. Every company was adopting it. And the backup tools that worked for physical infrastructure were useless in a virtual environment. Ratmir saw this the same way he'd seen the Windows NT problem in '95. He wasn't early, he wasn't late, he just happened to be right on time.
Facebook wasn't the first social network, and Apple wasn't the first smartphone.
Facebook and Apple aren't just examples here. Ratmir's articulating a philosophy. You don't need to be first. You have to find the wave at the right time. The company he started in 2006, again, funded entirely with his own money, was Veeam, named for VM, virtual machine.
Our competitors like Veritas and Commvault, they came to us and it's like, who are you? Like, we've never heard. It was like, why are you saying number one VMware backup? Like, who are you? We have so many customers using our products to back up VMware. And we were trying to explain them, yeah, but they back up in a legacy way.
The incumbents were just proof of the market. Their legacy architecture was the problem, and no one had told them yet.
Never worked for IBM or Microsoft, so we did have to make all the possible mistakes, 1 million of them, in sales and marketing and in product.
By 2015, Veeam was doing $474 million in revenue, had over 1,900 employees, and was serving 75% of the Fortune 500. In 2019, Insight Partners put $500 million into Veeam. And then they liked it so much that 14 months later, they bought the whole thing for $5 billion.
We grew to 1 billion. And then we thought that, yeah, now to scale the company, probably we need to bring more new blood. And that transition wasn't easy, but at the end, it's been successful.
That line lands differently when you know what it cost. Scaling past 1 billion meant Ratmir stepping back from the company he'd grown from nothing.
One of the learnings for sure for me is like, you need to keep the company as long as you can, but there is a point where you have to realize that, is this good for the company, for your customers? Are you doing the right things? Or you have reached the limit of your skills as well as your enjoyment?
That's one of the most honest things a founder can say. He's not saying, I was ready, not making it about himself. He's looking at the company and saying that, hey, maybe the right guy to get it from 0 to 1 isn't the right guy to get it from 1 to 100.
Different founders, they're good at different things. Like some founders, they're good from 0 to 1, some from 0 to 10, some from 0 to 100.
After a $5 billion exit, Ratmir could have stopped. Instead, he took $130 million and bet it on Ohio.
I like experiments, entrepreneurial experiments now. And one of the experiments I really wanted to do for quite some time, and I already started with Ohio State University, is to make Columbus one of the technology hubs, maybe not the next Silicon Valley, but something close to that.
But this isn't philanthropy. It's the same wave-riding logic applied at a different scale.
And I thought that, of course, for us, it might be difficult to differentiate against New York or Silicon Valley with engineering, even though we do have strong engineering at Ohio State in Columbus. But I thought that what really founders need is sales and marketing. And we have lots of great young people graduating Ohio State that want to go into sales and marketing. And that's the best way to attract other startups to come to Columbus to build the go-to-market headquarters for North America in Columbus.
He's not trying to out-engineer Silicon Valley. He's trying to out-distribute it. This is OH.io, the company he's building now. Same pattern as Alita, same pattern as Veeam, just applied to the startup ecosystem itself. Every new technology wave creates a distribution problem. Whoever solves distribution wins.
In the AI world, I believe the technology barrier is even smaller than in software or SaaS. It's all going to be about go-to-market. The companies that are going to win in this AI race, the ones that figure out the best go-to-market motion and figure out the distribution.
He's saying the founders who will win in the AI era won't win on models alone.
Mostly we don't understand what AI is. We think we understand. Technical people especially, they think they understand what AI is, but AI is a business transformation, not the technology transformation so much.
Ratmir left the Soviet physics lab and built two companies from nothing, exiting one for 115 million and another at 5 billion. He's telling you there's always a wave, even if you don't have venture capital till the very end.
I like experiments and I like challenges. Math is the best science because it teaches you to find the most elegant solution to the most difficult problem. So given my background, yeah, the problem is not simple, like how do you make Columbus the next technology hub, software hub, innovation hub, AI hub?
What I keep coming back to from this conversation is Ratmir's humility inside of his ambition. He's making a bet on Columbus because he genuinely believes in what's coming, and he wants to catch that wave before anyone else.
Yeah, I'm very excited about Columbus. My money is on Columbus. I truly believe in Columbus.
That willingness to keep betting with conviction and with your own money before anyone else believes in you is the move. And don't forget to subscribe and check back next week. Each Saturday morning, I share the founding journey of a new venture-backed startup that's trying to change the world. See you in the next one.